This is Dave Baker from Forged in Fire, and you've been listening to the Reverend and the Reprobate. And this is why you really shouldn't listen.
What's been your favorite era to study and to look at knives and blades from?
Man, it changes so often. I was deep into the Roman stuff a little while ago. The Scottish stuff, the Scottish stuff's a bit of family tradition thrown in. The fact that I've now been to Scotland and really enjoy that. I started out with primarily rapiers because I was doing the theatrical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Got into the 18th century English stuff, the English Civil War stuff, or the wars of religion. So the 18th century, mid 1600s through to Napoleon. Like I said, I'll see something and get excited about it, and then try to recreate it, and then just go down the rabbit hole and make a bunch of them.
That seems like such a cool job.
Or try to get the one right. It's like you build it and then take it apart, and then build it, take it apart, and build it and take it apart.
Well, it sounds like through your trial and error of learning how to create historic weapons that you're probably, I'm guessing, very well set for the zombie apocalypse. Is that accurate?
Oh yeah. No, I'm terrifying. If you broke into my house, you just back out slowly.
Well, so what would be your go?
I unlock the door.
What would be your go-to if there's a zombie slowly limping its way?
Scottish basket hilt's good because they can't bite your hand. You can punch them in the head. You can chop them. That's a good one. French partisan, really good. Long pole, big choppy blade at the front. Both a stabby and a choppy blade, so you can lop heads and poke holes at the same time.
Sounds messy but fun.
Yeah,
I mean, especially if it's undead.
Japanese yari, the trident. Just the name just went out of my. Or not here.
But you said it's a trident of some kind.
Yeah, it's a Japanese trident spear. I'm forgetting that. But
we're gonna have to post up all these pictures.
We're gonna have to throw pictures of these up so people can know what we're talking about.
I mean, pole arms would be a really good idea.
Yeah.
But pole arms that you can chop with too.
Yeah, keep them at a distance.
Yeah, like a big kwando or something where you got this big blade on the end of a pole, and so you can hack them up, but you can poke them and keep them out of range.
Well, David Baker's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
So you've given me so much stuff to think about on that.
I actually worked with the guy who wrote that.
The Walking Dead, or the you're talking about the
guide to the zombie apocalypse.
Is that Max Brooks that did that?
Yeah,
I know that too.
Yep.
Yeah, I worked with him when I was doing Deadliest Warrior.
You did Deadliest Warrior?
Yeah, I did all the weapons for Deadliest Warrior. Yeah,
that's amazing. I saw Legion was on your list. I didn't know.
So what is Deadliest Warrior?
Okay, so in Legion, the angel has that mace that spins around and opens and closes.
Yes, which I believe is probably very theologically accurate because I want it to be.
So how I got involved was the special effects company that made that mace that had all the moving parts and everything else. Well, it had pneumatic tubes coming out of the back of it and motors in it and everything else. And the director wanted to tear the bar apart using the mace. He wanted to break dishes and plates and glasses and windows and chairs and everything else. And the company that was building the mace had no time. They were 5 days away from shooting. So I got the call and they said, can you duplicate the mace, but do it in aluminum and make it solid? I never say no. So
right.
I threw a huge number in the air and they said, okay, great. And I'm like, crap, I could ask for so much. And so I spent, 4 days without sleep to make the mace and get it to set. And then, so when he's using the mace and it's popping in and out and then the spike comes out and it spins and everything else, that's all that the special effects company's toy. When he starts mashing things to pieces and breaking stuff, that's me.
That's awesome.
That is super cool. I need to go rewatch. I know
Angel
Paul
take
Bet.
a bar apart with my mates.
What was it?
Yeah.
Paul Bettany that had that? The because he was in Legion.
Yeah,
he
he
was. I mean, I'm spoiler alert.
Whoever the bad angel was.
Yeah. Okay.
I want
Oh,
to take
that's
it there.
awesome. You got the bad angel. So the demon.
Yeah.
Good guys
to
never
be
have good
theological.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, think about movies, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Shiny swords cut better, but black swords make you deader.
That's true.
And we
Think
just
about
saw a black sword on the Mandalorian.
We did, but also if
I
you
don't
think
know
of
if you
like
have watched that.
of Sauron,
I do.
You watched The Mandalorian?
Of course.
Oh, good man. So I was trying to explain to Danley on Sunday night, because we get together and watch it, what the dark saber was and what the history of that was, and it's so cool that they've brought that piece into the Mandalorian.
Where do I
I'm really
miss the
stoked.
dark saber?
So the dark saber at the end of season 1, the
Gus Fring pulls it
yeah.
out.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
He's got it hanging off of his back, the bad guy who's falling
Yes.
around, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that is the Mandalorian lightsaber from the only Mandalorian Jedi that there ever was. So
Gotcha.
it's made out of Beskar steel and the whole thing.
And-
Now we're talking my language. 'Cause
And
I've
that
read all the
means-
Star Wars books, Dave. I've read every Star Wars book.
And that means he rules Mandalore, right?
That's
what you
correct.
said?
It does. It does mean-
Your geek is shining through. And
It
I
really
love
is.
that.
It really is.
I usually tell
man.
people, look, if they don't get you, take your 20-sided dice and go to the Comic-Con without them.